no, this isn't about the yearbooks. This is about the way that you are policing our young daughters and like
Okay,
teaching
fine, you
them.
can have your money back.
Yeah, you can have your money back if you give us back the yearbook. Not like keep it and we'll give your money back.
Use me up, bitch.
I'm gonna start with the uniforms, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, go for it.
So a high school in Florida is getting absolutely roasted online right now because of the way they edited about 80 of the students' yearbook photos to desexualize the young girls in the images. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
They're so
it's crazy.
And before anyone says anything, yes, all 80 images that were altered were women's or young girls. Some of them were like, you know, as young as like 14 and 15 years old. It was a high school. And they were all edited to basically
Like
remove
their cleave.
Like fully remove, like get rid of the shadow that created the cleavage, or to like physically add more fabric so that it was covering up their chest
like
more.
pulling up their top.
Yeah, and some of them were literally so terrible. It looked like the early Kardashians photo editing where it was just like, clearly this has been fucked with. This is not your real like body.
You heard that, Kardashians? Shade.
But like it's bad Photoshop. It's very evident, and a lot of the young girls found it really embarrassing and upsetting.
It's like wearing an A on a red A, the scarlet letter.
Yeah, and I think, you know, like, I don't know if we've talked about it before on this podcast, but obviously dress code violations are incredibly sexist. And they kind of perpetuate rape culture in the sense that they tell women that the way that other people treat them is based on how they're dressing. It's something that we're in control of.
Problems.
Yeah, and then it's our fault and it's our responsibility to dress a certain way to like garner the respect that we should inherently just deserve.
And like what you were saying before, men need to be coddled, or men have been coddled for so long.
Boys will be boys.
We can't even trust them to just like to respect humans.
Yeah, so much so that these dress codes aren't just for the other boys, they're for the male teachers as well, because they can't be distracted by a 15-year-old's
right, and it
budding
also
breasts.
adds to the sexualization of young children.
Exactly. So the school basically said like all of these were edited in accordance with our school's dress code. So they were like, if you saw on our website, like it does say that things are going to be touched up, but then people were like, okay, well in the yearbook there's also pictures of like the whole swim team in Speedos. That's not according to the dress code, so why don't you Photoshop like a suit on top of them?
What do you think of that, Mr. Incel principal?
And apparently this isn't the first time this specific school has had an issue with over policing women. They pulled out earlier this year, they pulled out a couple dozen women from class, had them unzip their hoodies and like revealed tank tops, and then they were like, that's a dress code violation, even though there's hoodies had been zipped in class. And so like they're basically asking them to undress, revealing their like tank tops, which like half the time if I'm wearing a hoodie, it's because I'm wearing like a sports bra under or whatever, but the hoodie is the outfit.
Yeah.
And then they were like, that's inappropriate. Like your body isn't.
So that's like more disturbing than the Photoshop, honestly.
Yeah. And so the parents are obviously really upset. They're concerned for their kids. One mom was like, you know, she's laughing it off, but I worry about how this is going to affect her.
It should be.
And the school was like, okay, fine, you can return the yearbooks and we'll give you a refund. And they're like, no, this isn't about the yearbooks. This is about the way that you are policing our young daughters and like
okay,
teaching
fine, you
them.
can have your money back.
Yeah, you can have your money back if you give us back the yearbook, not like keep it and we'll give your money back. But this whole thing is really ridiculous. I found it like, it's funny as like an Instagram post, but the more I was like looking into it, the more I was like, this school is so fucked, and it's not like it's an isolated incident.
Yeah.
It's just the one that made news.
I feel like if I looked up a photo of the principal, he would just look like, you know, a Trumper. Yeah.
It's just such a shame the way that we like decide that it's our position as adults to tell women how they're supposed to look. And I couldn't imagine the amount of like embarrassment I would feel if I was a 15-year-old girl who found out that like my very, very small cleavage mark had been like blurred.
Yeah.
So as to not upset somebody.
Or the ones who didn't get covered up and they're like,
yeah,
discrimination against my flat chest.
No, that's something it's like that's something I honestly didn't even consider. But then like maybe you're a girl who's looking at your photo being like, was I not
hot enough
to be covered up?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure someone is thinking too.
Yeah, dude, that's actually just as
it
detrimental.
Has layers.
Yeah.
It has layers. Stop policing young girls' bodies.
Ugh.
And if you think a 15-year-old is sexy, that's on you to fix.
Yeah, unless you're also 15.
Yeah, in which case, yeah, I get it. to you, Arielle.